One way out. One way out. Hi, I'm Harris. This is my reaction to Andor. One way out. Just finished watching episodes. My mini reaction. Not gonna go into too much detail. Not gonna make this too long either because I'm feeling a bit off. My body's like got these weird kind of feelings in it. That's just my Harris's really complicated way of saying I don't feel quite well. So probably not gonna talk for too long. Otherwise I'll end up coughing my guts out, I think, at some point. But yeah, this was the Prison Break episode, and yeah, it was raw, it was brutal, it was unforgiving. Motivated by the reveals of the last episode that they were just cycling people through different floors of the prison rather than releasing them, which I haven't quite grasped the full, like, kind of how it works, like how that's like kept a secret for so long, because surely the second they go to another floor, they're just like, oh yeah, I've come from like another floor straight away. So I think the messages we hear about, they just put us into other prisons, so like I guess the mistake was they cycled them back into the same prison, but also surely the same thing, like if you go to another prison, like, oh yeah, I've been transferred from another prison, I wasn't ever released, kind of thing. But whatever, we'll skip over that because it was powerful. I might just be misunderstanding. Powerful in so many other ways. I mean, let's just talk about the kind of outstanding part of the episode, which was Andy Serkis's acting. Like, I mean, I don't think I need to like tell anyone Andy Serkis is a phenomenal actor. He's a phenomenal actor. He's got this like this control of his body and his face that's just absolute, and it comes through in like so much detail and raw emotion, and like he's like, he was a gruff kind of prison drill sergeant in the last episode or two, but then like at the end of the last episode his like facade slowly started breaking, and here sorry, I'm still like coughing. We see him finishing after his shower and he's with Andor, and he's like slowly it's like a crack starts to crack, and Andor's trying to like egg him on, be like, come on, we need to get out tomorrow, we need to get out tomorrow, and he's like, tomorrow? Yeah, he's like he also he starts off very like in a panic attack, sort of like very kind of like unemotive, like he's not kind of responding, like he's very kind of reactive to things. He's like mildly chuckling, like he's clearly like not coping very well, and Andor just kind of drills into him like, you're gonna die here if you stay here. This is your one chance to get out. Tomorrow's the, like, for some reason tomorrow's like the least amount of guards we're ever gonna have. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe I'm missing again here, maybe it's just because they're speculating that you're gonna get more guards in like very quickly. And like you see him, it starts like kind of clicking his head, and he gets kind of like you see in his face, and then even like will walk down into the prison when they go into the bunks, he's still like refusing to play ball, and then as Anders in the middle of his rousing speech, he just kind of cracks. He's like, here's a drill, they're gonna kill us all, we're getting out tomorrow, you're either on board or you're not. And during that night they all kind of formulate a plan. It's kind of building on the plan that Anders been working on for ages. He breaks a water pipe. It deactivates the floor when they make it go live, which I think is a bit of a bold understanding of how the system is wired up, but I guess it's theoretically possible. And as they decrease the lift, they climb up and they basically take over and they break through, and that's basically how they do it. And it's so raw. It's like literally, if you look at shot like left, right, and center, like loads of people just like die that day to get shot and are deaded straight away. And yeah, everyone's like relentlessly charging, piling onto the lift, just pushing through, raw energy. Andy Serkis is like pushing people, and as they realise they're getting successful, there's more and more raw energy, just gunning down guards, being really brutal, collecting all the other inmates on their floor, collecting all the other inmates in the facility. Free everyone! There's a moment where, and there's a brilliant moment where you know, Anders like, you have to be the one who gives the speech to everyone through the intercom, and he makes Kino do it, and Kino's kind of like, like blanking. He's like not sure what to say. When eventually he gets into it, and then he ends up just basically stealing the same speech Andor gave him earlier, looking straight at Andor while he's doing it. And that's such a great like character moment for both of the characters, for both him and for Andor, and it kind of like pushes Andor clear more towards the rebellion. And then we get a tragic moment where he reveals he can't actually swim, which he never brought up before. And before Andor has a chance to kind of accept or help in any way, he gets knocked off the platform and has to like escape with the rest of the prisoners. And it's not clear what happens to Kino, which I think is a very tragic end to his character if it is indeed the end. Meanwhile, and this is other great bit as well, we get Mon Mothma, and as is the case in most Mon Mothma's scene, it's her trying to negotiate something with a character, but they're both using innuendo. And here she's speaking to a criminal banker, trying to get money to finance the kind of rebellion. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it. I won't take a cut either. I just want to introduce because in their culture they have arranged marriages, and he wants to introduce his son to her daughter to kind of like spark something." And she's all like, "I'm willing to pay all these prices," and then it's like, "Well, will she put her daughter on the line here? Will she put?" I mean, it's not really clear what the terms of this are. It's presumably not presumably like a daughter has I hope a daughter has consent to this, so it's like, if that's the case, it's fairly risk-free, but I think it's even the case of playing with her daughter's kind of life, when her daughter's already like this kind of already has this kind of tenuous kind of relationship with her daughter. So that was a great scene. And then we get Luthen returns, and we get a reveal about Robert Ems, who I know from BBC's very kind of short-lived Atlantis series. Well, short-lived was 3 seasons or 2 seasons, whatever. He played Pythagoras in Atlantis, and he's an ISB agent here, but he's actually a mole. He was actually groomed. He was like groomed by Luthen fairly early on to be a mole, so he didn't even genuinely believe in the cause. He was just put into ISB. He was fed real kind of information by Luthen in order to kind of like, so Luthen was sacrificing and playing the chess master move by sacrificing legit operations just so Robert Ember's character was seen like a legit ISB officer who was able to rise in the ranks, and like was no doubt he was a spy because he was literally giving information that was causing the deaths of rebels. But he's like, I've had a daughter. I don't want to be like a double agent anymore. I want to quit and like just go back peacefully. And Luthen's like, well, no, we've sacrificed too many people to keep you in the game. We can't let you go. You're too valuable. And it's like, he's literally being cold and incompassionate to Robert Ems, being, I can't see you as a person. You're literally an asset. Can't let you go. You're stuck here. You're trapped. And he's even like, I'm going to sacrifice this hope. These 50 men, they're going to die to help your cover. These are the prices I'm paying for you. Luthen's basically telling this guy he owns him, and that's like a really cold. And in any other way, I mean, even me, it's even me making my skin crawl. It's like a complete evil thing to do, but like Luthen's making a good argument that he has to be this evil person because it's the only way to fight the Empire. And it's just such a good character analysis and like a piece of like, to what depth do you have to go in order to... Loads of people were actually wondering this is what Rogue One was going to be like. Was Rogue One ever going to explain how kind of low you have to go in order to beat the enemy? And to be fair, I never thought Rogue One was going to do that, because it's not something you can really explore in much. It's not something you can explore very well in a blockbuster film. Not, without taking large gaps with action and taking things slow. But this show is perfectly paced. I think I'm about to vomit. This show is perfectly paced to explore that concept, and I really love it for doing so. It's a really like weird part to kind of have to explore and have to deal with. About fighting fascism, like fighting fire with fire. So yeah, it's really good. Really good episode. I'm gonna kind of end it there while I'm on a high, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Oh gosh, I lose my nose. I'm getting really nasally now. Whoops. I'm gonna finish my yoga, do some Duolingo, do some work, go to sleep, hope to feel better in the morning. Thanks everyone for watching. and I will see you. Oh, I'm gonna go watch Black Panther on Sunday, so look out for a reaction then. That's when you'll see me next. Alright, bye.